Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the men and women of the United States Space Force, in keeping with one of the oldest traditions in military service, pay special tribute to the Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Operations, Cyber, and Nuclear, Lieutenant General DeAnna M. Burt, on the occasion of her retirement. The presiding official for today's ceremony is the Chief of Space Operations, General B. Chant Saltzman. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Major General Trent Davis will now deliver the invocation.
Please bow with me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you today for this amazing opportunity to celebrate this beloved warrior, and for the gift it gives us to express our love and gratitude to this amazing leader that has served so faithfully in support of our Air Force and Space Force. Few today exemplify guardian care, let alone the operational insight Lieutenant General Burt has brought to the Space Force these past many years. And yet, in a career filled with so many accomplishments, Lieutenant General Burt may be best known by her unwavering commitment to others. We thank you for her love that always inspires and never fails. Indeed, Lord, she has been a tireless advocate and example for scores of guardians, a visionary, offering wise counsel, a steady hand, and selfless leadership to all under her watch and care. But now, Lord, we pray that this retirement ceremony may provide her an appropriate sense of closure for a job extremely well done. And may it also serve as a continuing witness of your guiding hand that has supported her throughout her career. May the faith that sustained her thus far only grow and deepen in these days ahead. And as General Burt concludes her service here, a reminder that as she goes not alone, but with you. May her future path be smooth and all her burdens light. May her joys be many, and may she always know of the love of her family, the joy of service, and the grateful appreciation of her Space Force community. This we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, General Saltzman.
Look at this crowd. It's like there's a sign on the door that says free beer. Cake, is that what it is? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this extremely, very special occasion. General Burt, DeAnna, we've known each other for a long time. I'm so honored you've asked me to officiate such an important milestone in your life. To DeAnna's family and friends that are here today, thank you for what you've done to support her along the way. I know she would be the first to say that each of you has had an important role in making her successful. And that means the Space Force also owes you a debt of gratitude. So for me, thank you for enabling this exceptional officer and for taking the time to be here today to celebrate with us and her outstanding career. Of course, I'd also like to acknowledge the online crowd, which I'm sure includes a multitude of additional people who have served with General Burt. All of, as you know as well as I do, what a wealth of talent, dedication, and enthusiasm she brings to the job. And I'm glad you've been able to join and honor in this celebration of General Burt wherever you might be. What a great day. Did I mention I'm really honored to be here? 33 years, wow. Went by pretty quick. What a remarkable career you had. And in this age of hyperbole, where superlatives can be thrown around pretty easily, I mean it when I say it would be extremely hard to find a more outstanding record of military service. Let's start with the school stuff. ROTC DG from Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach. How do you focus at Daytona Beach? Distinguished graduate from the Weapons School and ACSC, including the Commandant's Leadership Award. SAS. Distinguished graduate from National War College. Just outstanding at every opportunity you've had to excel. General Burt's ops experience started at Holloman Air Force Base, driving the trucks. She was Chief of Standardization and Training at the old 76 SOPs at what was then Falcon, now Schriever, and was the Executive Commander of Space Warfare Center back in the day. I'm sure General Moorhead, hope you're out there online watching. I know wherever you are, you're smiling with pride. She went to the weapons school in the early days and stayed on as an instructor, refining that school into a preeminent warfighting force multiplier. She was my instructor there and impressed me from day one with her expertise and that contagious energy we've all come to admire. She went from there to Patch Barracks, UCOM Stowe, where, before going to Maxwell to get the schooling that I already mentioned. After SAS, she served as the Chief of Combat Plans at the Joint Space Operations Center, where she was the lead planner for the seminal Burnt Frost event. And together, we watched the Chinese use the ASAT missile to destroy that on-orbit satellite. She's certainly been a witness to history. She commanded 2 SOPs, the nation's GPS squadron. You're welcome, America, right, Avi? And then she did a quick stint at Air Force Space Command, remember that organization? Before going off to National War College. In 2012, I'm proud to say she followed me as the 460th Operations Group Commander, cleaning up everything I had left behind, which was a lot. Another stint at the MAGCOM headquarters before taking command of the 50th Space Wing, where she really hit her stride as a military leader. I won't recount the stories that Chief Bentavania shared last night at the retirement dinner, but clearly she built an amazing culture there and left an indelible mark on the 50th. As an Air Force general officer, she served as the vice commander of the U.S. Air Force Warfare Center and integrated space capabilities into warfighting as never before. And then the Space Force was established. She was quickly shifted to Vandenberg, where she served as the Space Force's component command to U.S. Space Command. And she kept our ops running smoothly during a very dynamic service establishment time frame. And let's not forget, that was all while COVID pandemic was playing out. Finally, we brought her to the Pentagon for her first tour in the Pentagon. That's not fair. We brought her to the Pentagon to serve as the 2nd Space Force Chief Operating Officer, where she's just done a simply superb job. I didn't make it easy on you, but you never disappointed. Thanks. You may not have intended to make the military a career, certainly not when you were first commissioned, but I think you found real value in public service and taking care of the troops. And along the way, you turned that passion into an amazing 3 decades of inspiring service to our nation. She excelled individually, but more importantly, she has helped shape United States space operations at a time when our adversaries are working very hard to challenge us in the domain. We have all heard her say, "Fight's on," and we know she means it. DeAnna, in so many ways over the course of your extraordinary career, you've helped our nation, its Air Force, and now the Space Force to thrive in the face of its challenges. On behalf of the Space Force and Guardians everywhere, thank you for your service and your commitment to excellence. As you join Dave in retirement, I'm sure you both will enjoy your next adventures together. Dave, thanks for your support, sacrifices over the years. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm sure this is going to be an exciting ride for you. Spice, the Space Force is in your blood, and your passion is not going to subside just because of this ceremony. So I'm excited to see how you continue to support the service that you've done so much to establish as you enter in the next chapter of life. Thank you again to everyone for being here with us today, and thank you for helping celebrate DeAnna and her remarkable service to our nation. Now let's make this official. Semper Supra.
Please rise as General Saltzman presents Lieutenant General Burt with the Distinguished Service Medal. Attention to orders. The President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress July 9, 1918, awards the Distinguished Service Medal to Lieutenant General DeAnna M. Burt for exceptionally meritorious service and a duty of great responsibility. General Burt distinguished herself as the Chief Operations Officer, Headquarters, United States Space Force, Pentagon, Washington, District of Columbia, from 2 November 2022 to 30 September 2025. General Burt's visionary leadership, operational acumen, and relentless dedication to mission and people produced extraordinary contributions to national security. She led a transformative shift in global force management by developing and executing the service's first ever force generation model, posturing 46 units to provide tailored space capabilities for combatant command missions. Her leadership drove the creation, activation, and presentation of 5 inaugural component field commands, integrating mission-ready Guardians and space capabilities across geographic combatant commands. Additionally, she spearheaded the development of the United States Space Force's first service-tailored readiness system, unifying reporting across 3 field commands and enabling data-driven decisions at the highest levels. Furthermore, General Burt advanced all-domain warfighting by leading the development of the nation's first space-based moving target indicator system. In this effort, she chaired 4 principal forums across the Office of the Secretary of Defense, the Joint Staff, and the intelligence community to deliver unrivaled resiliency and close critical gaps in the nation's kill chains. General Burt also formalized a groundbreaking memorandum agreement with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency to rapidly deliver commercial data analytics and products to the nation's warfighters worldwide. Finally, General Burt enhanced the United States Space Force's warfighting lethality through pivotal milestones, including the first officer training course and advancing the congressionally mandated Personnel Management Act. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of General Burt culminate a long and distinguished career in the service of her country and reflect the highest credit upon herself, the United States Space Force, and the Department of the Air Force. Please remain standing as General Saltzman retires Lieutenant General Burt. Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, District of Columbia, order number ACG-059, dated 8 July 2025. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force, Lieutenant General Burt is retired from active duty, effective 1 October 2025, after more than 33 years of faithful and honorable duty. Please be seated. Lieutenant General Burt received letters of appreciation from the Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, the Secretary of the Air Force, the Honorable Troy Minnick, the 26th Secretary of the Air Force, Frank Kendall, Chief of Space Operations, General B. Chance Saltzman, and Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, John Bentavania. They will be on display in the back of the auditorium. General Saltzman will now present Lieutenant General Burt's husband, Colonel David Morrow, United States Air Force retired, with the Space Force retirement pin to pin on Lieutenant General Burt. General Saltzman will now present Colonel Morrow with the Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Space Force. It reads, "In grateful appreciation, the United States Space Force presents this certificate of recognition to David R. Morrow for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service given this first day of October 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Burt, United States Space Force, retired.
Thank you. I so much appreciate all of you being here. This is going to be tough. I've done a lot of these from that chair, and so I always tell folks start with the hard stuff first. But what I would want to start with, this is going to be a crowd participation retirement. So if I start to get a little choked up or I'm not in a good place, I'm going to say COO, and you're going to say fights on. Okay, so that will give me a break, get me fired up again, and hopefully get my composure back. So if I can't say COO, I might just do this. So just be ready. That's the plan anyway. I want to start with, these ceremonies are not easy to do. We had an amazing dinner last night, and today this ceremony has been nothing but flawless. I want to thank Major Jared Brown, Master Sergeant Walters, the chaplain, Chaplain Davis, thank you very much. And just to the team who put this all together today. I know we had a lot of people trying to get people into the Pentagon. It's not easy with escorts and all the things. So thank you to the Honor Guard and everyone who's here today. So let's give them a round of applause. Thanks, boss, for being here today. Your schedule is crazy, crazy busy. So I am honored that you are here with me. We have known each other since we were young captains. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be your COO. I am Team Saltzman forever. If you ever need me, I am only an email or phone call away, and we hope to see you and Miss Jennifer at the lake in Tennessee. But you guys are amazing, CSO team, and Dave and I both appreciate your friendship and mentorship through the years. So thank you very much for what you do for the nation. All right, I'm going for the big one, Dave. So if you think that I am a unique unicorn as a female senior officer, I can tell you that male husbands and spouses are unique as well at this level. And Dave is no different. He has absolutely been by my side for the last 17 years, coming up here shortly in January, and just crushing it. And I could not do this, babe, without you. You are my soulmate, my best friend. He has spent the last year building the most beautiful house for us. It is incredible. I know, Bruce, he owns a bulldozer. It's really cool. But it's just been awesome to see the house come together. I look so forward to the next chapter with you. I am not presenting a gift today. Our gift together, we are getting each other this fabulous hot tub that will sit just on the deck outside of the bedroom. So we're pretty hyped up about that. But I look forward to all our adventures, babe, and I love you very much. Please give him a round of applause. Next, I want to say thank you and love you to my handsome and wonderful stepson, Kenny Morrow, rock star kid. I met Kenny when Kenny was 4 years old, and he is the greatest thing that's ever happened to my life beside his dad. I got an instant family, and he let me be the step monster. I know Kenny didn't stand up last night and tell stories. I was really waiting for Kenny, because Kenny probably has better stories than any of you about things I said, and sadly he repeated when he went to school, or other things. But you are an amazing, amazing young man, and I am so proud of you. He just graduated top of his architecture class at the University of Hawaii. He heads to UC Berkeley here in a couple weeks to start his master's program in architecture, and we are so proud of you. I hope you come see us at the lake. We will definitely come to San Francisco to see you, but I love you, buddy, and thank you for always being there for me. To my little big brother, Jason. Jason stole the show last night. If you weren't there to hear the snake story, you're going to have to get that on the side. But Jason, and I are very, very close. We lost our parents. I was in my early 30s. Jason was in his late 20s when we lost our parents. And we have really had to find a way to just be family to each other. He has been here for every promotion, everything. He has supported me throughout. He makes way more money than his sister as he works as a vice president at a construction firm and does amazing work. And I'm just so proud to call you my brother. And I love you, Miss Kim. You are the best thing that's happened to him, and I am so happy to have both of you here. I look forward to more trips and time together in retirement that we can spend more time together. But thank you both. I love you. Now, the next half of the row are my new family, my married family. So my brother Ken, his son Ken and Amanda, his wife, and Lane. So all of you, the Morrow side of the clan, it has been a pleasure and an honor to be in your family and be working with you guys and see you every day now that we get to the lake and spending more time having fun and socials, Christmas, all the things, all the time. So I love all of you and thank you for coming out and being here today. So if you guys haven't seen the handsome young man and the beautiful young lady in the front row here, who are in positions of power on the end here, they are rock stars and absolute heroes. So many of you may not, or if you don't, you should definitely talk to them after. Major General Rosie Rosenberg and his beautiful wife, Marge. They have been longtime friends. I met Rosie when I was a lieutenant colonel, a GPS 2 SOPs commander, and he basically told me I had no idea what I was doing in my job and I needed to figure it out. Poor then Lieutenant Colonel Chess was my DO, and he's like, shut up, stop talking. Because, and Rosie he was mad at me, so I just shut up and took it. But from that point on, he became an incredible mentor and a person for me that just helped me lead and continue to be a warfighter and to understand what the customer needed. Rosie, you guys may not know, when the Russians launched Sputnik, one of our responses was to launch an imaging capability out of the National Reconnaissance Office where we would capture the canisters with aircraft. That was Rosie's program. So he is the godfather of space. If you go down the hallway in the space hallway, corridor 8, you will see pictures to that program, and Rosie is absolutely that. So I love you both. You are my adopted parents. I keep saying that. I'm not Jewish, but I'm trying to be. And I have been adopted, and I love you both dearly. So thank you very much for being here. I love you guys. So I have a whole lot of people to thank at this point, and I don't want to keep us here all day because I'm the only thing between you and a lot of cake out there. But there are bosses that I have to thank and who are online or here in the room with us today. My very first, one of the bosses I think that impacted me the most, that made me think about sticking beyond just the 4 years and doing something. And I met him at a pivotal time in my career. My dad had just passed, and I went to work for General Wally Moorhead. And he became my adopted dad, too, and has mentored and supported me. He is at Schriever War Game, literally killing bad guys, or at least gaming to kill bad guys. So, Wally, if you're on the net, I love you. Thank you for all your leadership and support over the years, and I know you're killing it down at Schriever War Game. Then I went on. Squadron Command was probably the next pivotal point where I had to decide, where am I, what am I going to do? And that was General Shelton and then Colonel Whiting who put me forward for those positions. General Whiting was my group commander at the time in an amazing mission out at Vandenberg. And so thank you for your trust and confidence and your mentorship over the years. I know General Shelton couldn't be here, but the same to you, sir, if you were online. Your leadership and your guidance. You met a young major who was probably really rough around the edges. And you gave me a lot of grace, but you helped me at least polish a little bit to not be as bad as I was then. Then I met the young, now Brigadier General retired Kerry Chun. Colonel Chun was my first wing commander as a 2 SOPs commander, really taught me a lot. So Chief B9 talked last night about I used to go to the chow hall and do what we called airman hunting. I would go sit down with just a group of young airmen, or whether they be officer enlisted, and who looked the most scared of me walking around. And I would sit down at the table and steal a French fry and talk to them. But General Chun is the one who taught me that, because he used to go down into the chow hall when I was a squadron commander, when he was the wing commander, and spend time, and that's where I stole that idea from. But General Chun, Kerry, amazing. Thank you for all your leadership and support. As a group commander, I went back to work for an old friend, Dan Dant. Dan was great at the 460th. He was my wing commander. The one thing I think he taught me to be a wing commander was, how do you mentor your group commanders? How do you teach them to replace you? And I spent a lot of time then when I became a wing commander remembering the things that Dan taught me of how do I bring people in and do those things. So Dan, thank you for that leadership. I then was absolutely blessed to work for the master, which is General John Hyten. I got to go be his CAG director in Building 1. At a pretty tough time in my career, I was trying to decide whether I was going to stay or go. And General Hyten just relit the fire. I mean, he is an amazing leader, as you guys all know. I was absolutely flabbergasted. We could give him a speech, and he would not have the notes, and he would give the speech. He could do that whole sight read and remember, and it blew me away. But just an amazing human. So, sir, if you and Miss Laura are online, thank you very much for your leadership and support. You made me a wing commander. I don't know what you were drinking the night you thought that you and General Goldfein thought I should go be the red flag commander. But that was also, I think, a very pivotal point in my career and helped me achieve general officer was being able to lead Red Flag 16-3, and that was a crazy idea hatched up by you and General Goldfein. So thank you, sir, for that opportunity to lead. And last but surely not least is General J. Raymond, our first CSO. I was at the Warfare Center for all of my weapons officers. We all love going home to Nellis, and to be there for a year as a commander, and then your boss calls and goes, and I was at Capstone, so I just come back from Capstone, 1-star course, and I got my phone's blowing up, and my boss calls me and he goes, hey, you have a new job. And I go, what? You're already firing me? I haven't even been here a year. He's like, I didn't fire you. Your boss is saying, your 4-star boss is saying you have to go back to Air Force Space Command. And I go, but that was supposed to be someone else's job. And I was trying to come up with every reason not to leave Nellis because Nellis is just warfighting heaven. But I was glad I did it. I got to go back and see the stand-up of U.S. Space Command, working with many of the amazing leaders here on the right. And then to stand up the service a mere 4 months later was just absolutely amazing to be in the headquarters. And then to go out and command again at CIFSIC, working with General Raymond, and then to come back and to be his COO as he hired me, and sir, then to work with you. So I want to say thank you to all those bosses. But more importantly, I want to say thanks to some chiefs. Every senior officer that you see has been led or developed in some way by their senior enlisted leader. And I would tell all of the young officers in the room, if you don't believe that, you won't be an officer long. Because they are the heart and blood of our service. They are there to be your battle buddy, to take care of you, and I have been blessed with some amazing chiefs. Chief Lisa Godley, are you in here? Chief Godley was then Senior Airman Godley and Lieutenant Burt at Holloman Air Force Base. We did all the things, we played all the sports, we did all the things together. Lisa, you were the first NCO that I worked with, and you have been nothing but amazing and continue to support me throughout your career. And it's been great to grow up with you and to see you achieve chief. And to me, at this level, is because of how we started out together in those early days at Holloman. As a young squadron commander, Chief Obby Scott and Chief Rosnick were both young staff sergeants with me. Oh my gosh, taught me a ton. And no BS, that's what I loved about both of them, always keeping me straight as a squadron commander. When I became an 06 and a group commander, we talked last night, Chief Bentavania, just amazing. Kept me out of trouble more times than I can count. And so much so that I brought him back to be a second time with me at the wing. And all the culture and the things we talked about, that was really B9 helping me create that out at Schriever. As well as Chief Tamara Olson, who is here somewhere. Hey, T.O. T.O. was my MSG command chief, and she so funny because T.O. and I are like this. We're very similar in personality. She's very direct and to the point. And so all of the other group commanders or SELs would go, hey, T.O., go talk to Colonel Burt and ask her what she thinks about X, Y, or Z. And Tamara's like, you go talk to her. And they're like, well, no, she talks better to you. So, T.O., thank you for all you did and our friendship over the years. I love you dearly. Nearies are here. Chief Neary and Donna, where are you? Awesome. So my 14th Air Force time as a wing commander, obviously working for General Buck. It was the Neary team there that kept me in line and taught me a lot at 14th Air Force while as a wing commander. I had Grange Coffin out at CIFSIC, and then blessed to have a trio of experts here. B9 again as I came into the Chief Operations Office, and then Chief Tina Timmerman, another rock star, and my current rock star, Chief AAA, Amber Abramowski. Where's my chief? She's being way too quiet. Okay, you're going to be okay. COO? Okay, good. You're still remembering that. Chief's usually the cheerer of the room, and I never thought I'd find someone louder than me, but she's close. So, Chief, I love your face, and thank you for all you do to lead our Guardians. I have an awesome group of teammates right here. Awesome. Mr. Golden Dome, I'm so happy you're here. I'm very happy to see Miss Rachel, too. I hope you're okay. So, you guys have been amazing teammates. I then met Colonel Gutlein when I was in SIBRS, which we used to lovingly call the Nunn-McCurdy Center of Excellence when I was a group commander. It has been surpassed by other programs since, but one of the things I loved about Mike is it was always we were shoulder to shoulder going into the fight together of how to deliver combat capability to the warfighter. And every time I went to the table arguing as an operator that I needed something, I never got no. I got, okay, Spice, let me figure out how I can do that. You have been a great teammate. They put you on the absolutely right job. You're going to crush that job and do amazing things for the nation. So thank you both. And you've been an amazing vice chief. So thank you for your service and time. My new vice chief, the Brattons. Hey, so we're calling Barb Ike because she's a 5-star now. You guys are awesome. You've been lifelong friends. I am so happy for both of you. You're going to do an amazing job as vice chief. I just wish I were here to see it, but you're going to kill it, and I'm always here if you need to talk to me or you need anything. You're wonderful friends. Steve Whitney, my battle buddy Kate Kelly, doing things for Guardians all the time. My Intel brothers, both Greg Gagnon and Sid is here too, our new S2. Amazing. Thank you, gentlemen, for the teammanship. When I first got here, you may not know, General Saltzman was the S2 with the amazing Leah Lauterbach working for him. And we were smart, and we separated out under Leah's leadership. The S2 hat went away from Coup. So when I came in, Greg stood up the S2, and we teamed over the last 3 years. You've been an amazing partner, my friend. You and Johanna are amazing. And Sid, I know you're going to kill it. Coming from U.S. Space Command J2, it's going to be great things. I'm excited to see. Shar, new member. I lost another hat. Shar Laughlin took away my S6 cyber hat, so I'm really hyped there. So, you know, my successor, they should thank me because they don't have the hat anymore. And then my brothers, Rock, Phil, Dennis, and Tim Shaba, our field command commanders and our futures joint task force guys. Thank you for what you do every day. I tried really hard to have the headquarters work for you. I know it sometimes always didn't think that you thought that. I pushed them hard to document a lot of things. As a new service, that was the one thing we didn't have was a lot of documentation. So when we go somewhere and we're fighting for requirements, they go, oh, we have this slide. And I go, that's not going to work, guys. We need an actually written document. So I pushed hard, and you guys, we continued to go back and forth, but I think the documents now are in a better place. I think we've really gotten after Space Force generation model, readiness, how we present, and how we do mission. And then to our field components, our field components, Doug is here largely representing most of them, but all of them around the world that we have stood up. Just amazing teams getting the warfighting mission done with our combatant command, so thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about all the people who get to see me with warts and all, front office team, Yaz. I've had 4 incredible execs, Sunny Day, Eitan Funches, Brian Eno, and Brian Bell, all amazing. Adriana and Michelle Colson have also worked in my front office. Chris Terrio and now Carl Heber were my DSs. Master Sergeant Moak, Master Sergeant Zavernik, and Atlas Donovan, all amazing work in SIG and CAG work. And then junior execs, Major Reyes, Major Kumbi, Scar, and Major Lee, all of them just amazing officers in the front office. And lastly, I would say to my deputies, wow, you have the hardest job ever, whether you've been my DO or my deputy somewhere. We have really run hard together. And so I just want to say special thanks to Shay Warakomsky, Jim Smith, Troy Endicott, the Bruce Hollywood. And then I also was amazed that I had 2 incredible MAs. Tracy KM, who is my literally sister from another Mr. Tracy and I commanded at every level together. I kept telling her, I can't command anymore because you're going to retire when she retired, because we commanded at the squadron, the group, and the wing level at the same time on the reserve side. She is just an incredible teammate. And then the amazing Dave Yates, who I have today. I'm very excited for Dave. He's got legs. He's doing amazing work in PMA and guard transfer. And so, Dave, thank you for all your leadership and support. So, last I want to say to all the coup, you guys are awesome. Everything that was read in that decoration is all you. I just get to take the credit because I was in charge. But that is all work you did. And the last 3 years have been nothing short of eye-watering and incredible. I love every one of you. You are amazing operators and warriors, and appreciate you very, very much. Keep working hard because you are, and what the nation depends on, need you every day. I'm doing a quick shout out to a lot of friends that are in this room that I didn't necessarily all get to talk about last night. Gene Eisenhut, first person I met on active duty, across the hall, UST, pretty cool. Mikkel and Brant Ringler are in this room somewhere. There they are. How you doing, Bad Kitty? She had to have a call sign when we met after we got to know each other and I went to weapons school. Mikkel and Brant are amazing friends. Thank you both for coming in from Texas to see us. I know you just got back from an amazing trip and to fly in here short notice. I love you both. Thanks for being here. We've known each other since Captain Burt and Miss Ringler were aerobic instructors together at Peterson Air Force Base. Tina and Chuck Lang, where are you? Tina and Chuck. So then the good Airman Lang, or Airman, wasn't even Lang. Airman and I met as a young captain. Again, aerobics class. And then we met Chuck, and we got Chuck into the family. But Tina, you are an amazing ROTC instructor. You've been an amazing instructor now teaching high school. You are just incredible. You are building the next generation. I am so proud of you to call you friend and the things that you do. Keep leading, my sister. I love you. And then my friend Lori Hood, the good Dr. Hood. There she is. She's hiding in the back. If you don't think I'm straight, you can blame Lori. Lori was my professional coach. That's how we first met. I met her as a 2-star, and she was my professional coach. But I would tell you, we did the first 6 months together, and then I was part of a pilot program that General Goldfein put forward, and when that went away, we both agreed we would keep talking to each other. And we have been friends ever since, and she has been pivotal as I've worked through hard things and choices in my life. She's been there every day. Thank you, ma'am, for your professionalism and your friendship. I love you dearly. And last, the newly minted Brigadier General Molly Spedding. Yeah! You never know what's going to happen when you have to relieve a squadron commander. I had to relieve a security forces squadron commander at the 50th Space Wing, and Molly was the MA to my MSG commander, and she's a defender by trade. And I said, hey, Molly, I need you to step in and be a squadron commander. Cleaned the squadron up, did incredible work, and has gone on to do amazing things. She went back to be the 310th MSG, and now she is working at AMC as their MA in the A4, I think, and just killing it, and just newly pinned on just a couple of weeks ago. So thank you very much. I also do not want to forget this amazing front row. There's a lot of you here. General Whiting, General Robinson, Undersecretary Lohmeyer. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here today. I know your schedule's crazy too. Former Undersecretary Dalton, how are you, ma'am? Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate you both. Our political leadership's important, and you guys are in the mix with us every day, so thank you for what you do and all the mentorship and support, ma'am, that you gave me. And I know, sir, I've only gotten to work with you a couple weeks. I'm sorry that I won't get more time with you. We've had amazing history at Buckley together. You are an awesome warfighter and leader, and I know you're going to do great things, sir. So, last things. You're supposed to do these things when you retire is to pass on some sort of knowledge of what you've learned or what you think is important. I have been really honored to help stand up a new service. And one of the things I was most proud of as we stood it up is that we came to what our 4 C's are, our core values: character, commitment, courage, and connection. My first one I'd love to talk about is connection. So we're going to do a little, you've been sitting here a while. I swear I'm closing in. I'm going to say a few things, and if this resonates with you or this applies to you, I would like you to please stand for a moment and humor me. I provided you mentoring and you didn't work for me. You asked me for help talking about joint spouse assignments. No, I want y'all to keep standing. I'm going to grow a crowd here. I sent you to school, squadron command, or pushed you for a job on the civil side that you wanted. Awesome. I was your weapons school instructor. You were my DO or deputy. Please stand. This is why I can retire today, because of all of you. You have the watch. I love each and every one of you. You all taught me something, and all I did was try to pay it forward back to you and take care of each and every one of you. And I would ask you to keep doing the same. That's what you can do for me. So thank you for humoring me, so please sit down. Last thing I want to close with is my absolute favorite one is courage. I thought it was really important. I think a lot of times in our business, we talk about the physicality of courage. It's offering your life for the defense of this nation. And absolutely, every single person in this room is ready to do that. And I am ready to do that until I take this off on 1 October. But what I would tell you is it's more than just giving your life in defense of the Constitution and the nation. It's being able to make hard decisions. There's no decision that comes to my level or this gentleman's level that are easy, ever. Or they would have been solved, because you're all smarter than us. They would have been solved. So anytime you make a decision, you're making decisions that people are really going to like or they're going to dislike. Okay. But somebody's got to make a decision. So I always tried for my team to try to have the courage to make decisions, and if I screwed it up, own it, fix it, and reattack. I would ask everyone in this room, and I charge you to have courage. We are a new service. We cannot continue to meet the adversaries and to win if we don't have the courage to try and fail and do new things and get out of our boxes. Things are going to have to be different. We have to think about problems differently. We have to embrace AI, ML, get after the digital side of our business. We've talked about it a lot. We have to get there. Our partners in commercial, how do we integrate them better? We have to have the courage to fight some of the system and the things that are going on. So I just charge you. Courage is important. It's not just about giving your life. It's about making hard choices. It's putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable, and potentially you might fall down. But you'll get up, you'll look yourself in the mirror and know you did the right thing, and it's what you should keep doing. So I just charge you, please, stay connected with each other, take care of each other, the power of connection, and the power of courage to do what you need to do. COO? Thank you very much. Semper Supra.
Please be seated. The United States Air Force Band will now play a special musical selection in honor of Lieutenant General Burt for her 33 years of service and contributions to the United States Space Force. The men and women of the United States Space Force are proud to have served with Lieutenant General Burt and wish her and Colonel Morrow every success in their future endeavors. Please rise for the playing of Semper Supra and the departure of the official party. This concludes this morning's ceremony.